Year after year, the Auditor-General's reports reveal widespread financial irregularities across public institutions, a recurring issue that continues to drain the nation's resources. President John Mahama says enough is enough. He's scheduled to meet with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and other key stakeholders on Thursday to find what he calls a final solution to the persistent mismanagement of public funds.
Recently, I've been watching the Public Accounts Committee, and it's so pathetic. You know, why must we every year congregate at the Public Accounts Committee, and then you hear all kinds of atrocious, things. I mean, recklessness with public funds and resources. And so I have a meeting on Thursday with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and others to find a final solution to this Auditor General's report. That persons who are found guilty of infractions or do not follow due procedure or lead to loss of public resources, we must have a fast-track process to Nsawam. Fast-track, before you see you in Nsawam, 6 months. Until we do that, until there's a deterrent, we're going to come every year and they say total misappropriation and infractions of found out by the Auditor General is about 15 billion cedis. I mean, if we save 15 billion cedis, can you imagine what it could do?
President Mahama says that audit report implementation committees are not functioning effectively and very little is done after Public Accounts Committee hearings. The president expressed optimism that the new measures to be discussed will serve as a deterrent to others.
And so we're going to have a meeting, we're going to brainstorm. We've not fully implemented the constitutional provision. There is a part of the provision that says after the Public Accounts Committee has sat on the Auditor General's report, Parliament must set up a committee. What we don't know is whether it should be a parliamentary committee or it's a committee not necessarily made of parliamentarians to implement the findings of the Auditor General. Right now, what we use is the audits, the ARICs. Every department is supposed to set up an ARIC. But once they've come from the Public Accounts Committee, virtually nobody follows up on what's the recommendations that were given. And so the audit reports implementation committees are not working. And so we must find a way where we are able to create a deterrent until people know that you can be held responsible for these things that you do. They'll continue to do the same thing. And so after Thursday, I'm sure we'll come up with some way where persons who are culpable of misusing the resources of the people will be held to account so that others, do not follow suit.
The president has also been urging appointees to serve with dignity so they will have no reason to fear when called to account for their stewardship after serving. He also described the composition of all male boards and councils in the public sector as unacceptable. He has therefore directed governing boards and councils to establish mechanisms to ensure gender-balanced representation in their membership.
And so we have laid down procedures. We're supposed to follow procedure in doing the things that we do. It might be cumbersome following the procedure, but it's better to do it so that you're able to track and trace that it went through the normal procedure and that you took cognition of all the things that make you accountable, so that tomorrow somebody doesn't come and call you to, I heard a song, Iyo Koko Koko. Somebody doesn't call you to Iyoko.
Chairman of the occasion and the Agbogbomefia of the Asogli State, Togbe Apede, urged persons in leadership positions to demonstrate integrity in all their dealings.